Hello everyone, this time we will present our presentation entitled Implementation of Data Clustering as a Method of Classifying Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprise Fish Processing Unit in West Java. Our best team consists of me, Dian Prima Yuvita, Jihan Nurbani, and Samsinar. The content of the presentation are introduction and business issue, literature review, data specification, research framework, result and analysis, conclusion and recommendation. This part is introduction. West Java region has natural resource potential including fisheries and marine area with high contact. There is already a highly productive fish processing unit in the province of West Java. The information was acquired by West Java Fish Processing Unit with the intention of processing it, so the West Java provincial government could use it to develop rural site for aiding West Java SMEs Fish Processing Unit. The second part is business issue. Data for micro, small, and medium enterprise fish processing unit in West Java in 2021 recorded 6,499 fish processing units in the satudata.kkp.go.id application. To identify MSME in West Java that need assistance, a mapping of the distribution of revenue and asset of fish processing unit in each urban district can be carried out. Data grouping enables the development of decision in policymaking with efficient assistance strategies. The grouping of MSME group in fish processing unit in West Java is based on similar characteristics in order to be able to obtain assistance data that have the same income and asset value for policymaking in 2023. Descriptive analytic method was used to identify potential map of MSME fish processing unit in urban district of West Java and to classify MSME cluster of fish processing units in urban district of West Java. This study uses the public tableau and K-mean clustering rapid manner application to highlight the potential of MSME in fish processing business in West Java. This study uses two variables to categorize MSME fish processing unit cluster in urban district of West Java, namely total income and asset value. The fourth part is literature review. Improving the local economy begins with identifying the development of local economic potential and products that represent the region. Utomo, Kaujan, and Cahyaningrum, 2021. The fisheries sector in West Java support local economic improvement with the existence of various MSME. However, many MSME often face various limitations by Slamet, Fitroh, and Ayusia 2018. This study aimed to help the government determine the type of assistance each MSME receives based on their condition. Each MSME will be categorized into several types of categories through the clustering method, namely K-mean. The K-mean method is a partitioning and clustering method that divides the data into different groups. It has several advantages, including being fast and very efficient for grouping large amounts of data, by Wahdaniyah Mustaniroh Santoso and Purwaningsih 2021. Next slide will present by Samsinar.
So in this study, we use micro, small, medium enterprises data, especially from Fish Processing Unit in West Java. The data was retrieved from satudata.kkp webpage from 2018 until 2022. And also, we show the number of rows for each year as can be seen in our presentations. For example, in 2018, the number of rows is 1,696 rows, and for 2022 there are 1,335 rows, and this is the data of our data. So we can see that there are 13 variables in our dataset. The first is district, owner, national identity number, business type, and annual revenue, number of cold storage, install capacity, effective capacity, asset, business field, activity type, fish process type, and the last is date. And also we have the data type, which is different for each attribute. And this is attribute description to give information about what that attributes mean. Well, so from these 13 variables, we only choose 3 variables that we will be processed in our analysis, which is micro, small, medium enterprises name, asset, and annual revenue. So here is the descriptive statistic based on our variables. So for asset variable, there are 5,846 count of rows as well as annual revenue, and there is the mean value, standard deviation, minimum value, and maximum value of our data set. Well, so here is the research framework of our study. There are 5 steps we done in conducting this research. The first is collecting the data. As I mentioned at the previous slide, that we conduct this research based on the data of micro, small, medium enterprises fish processing in West Java from 2018 until 2022. Well, after we collecting the data, then we go to data preparations. In this step, we conduct data integrations. So we mix the data into one sheet. Then we removing duplicate data and handling missing value using RapidMiner software. And after that, we conduct variable selections. As I mentioned before, that we only use 3 variables. Then we move to the clustering model, which is the most important part in our analysis. And in this method, we use K-means technique because K-means clustering is a simple unsupervised learning algorithm that is used to solve clustering problems. And also it follows a simple procedure of classifying a given data set into a number of clusters and defined by the letter of key. So the key means the number of clusters, which is fixed beforehand. Well, finally, we come to the micro, small, medium enterprises development strategy. So here we are formulate the appropriate approach based on cluster characteristics that will be explained more by my colleagues. And this is the RapidMiner process. As you can see that it is started from retrieving the data and select the attribute and also add some operators that will be used for our analysis. For example, is multiply, clustering, and performance. So in this case, we use Davis-Baldwin performance to evaluate the performance of our cluster. So here is the result of our clustering model. And as you can see, the number of key 4 is the best model because the Davis-Baldwin value is the lowest compared to the others. So here is the detail of the cluster. For example, in cluster 1, we have 5,842 micro, small, medium enterprises. And for cluster 2, we have 1. And for the third cluster, we have 2. And the last cluster, we have 1. And this is the centroid for the variable. And this is for the annual revenue. Well, for the next slide would be explained by my friends.
So here we have the cluster definition. So basically, the cluster is describing the level of revenue and asset of the MSMEs from the lowest to the highest. Started from cluster 1, which is MSMEs with low revenue and assets. Cluster 2 is in the middle, followed by cluster 3, which is in the middle upper. And lastly, cluster 4 is MSMEs with high revenue and next is MSMEs Fish Processing Unit in West Java Development Strategy. So based on the clustering result, we have proposed development strategies for each cluster. For cluster 1, the strategy is for production, finance, marketing, and entrepreneurship technical training assistance, so that the fish processing units in this cluster can increase the quality and also the quantity of the product produced. Coaching carried out directly by the government can provide assistance so that the product has added value. Then for the cluster 2, the approach that can be taken by the government is to involve MSMEs in promotion to penetrate international markets. MSMEs need to be introduced to foreign exhibitions so that they can carry out export activities and increase income. For cluster 3, providing incentives for product diversification, design enrichment, and MSME product patents. For this reason, fiscal and non-fiscal incentives policies are needed for the development for creative industries and peer entrepreneurs. In addition, protection and socialization of patents is also needed. And lastly, for the cluster 4, the approach that can be taken by the government is to encourage the use of information technology for business activities, provision of special interest rates, and financing schemes with procedures for channeling credit is carried out with simplification and good supervision. This is the Tableau dashboard that we have built using the dataset of MSMEs Fishery Processing Unit in the region of West Java in the period of 2018 to 2022. So generally, there are 3 business types, 198 processing types, 18 activity types, and 5,846 total of fishery MSMEs in West Java. Then it's divided into regencies and cities. So we can find out more detailed information of every city and regency from the largest to the smallest. Such as here, the Regency of Sukabumi has 1,137 MSMEs with 11 activity types and 44 processing types, and same goes to other cities or regencies. Then here we have the information about total revenue. The first is the graph of the annual revenue from the year of 2018 to 2022 that fluctuating over the years. Also, we have the revenue divided by the activity types and also divided by the clustering result. In here, we can see the details by pointing the pointer into the diagram that we want to find out. It's like this. And in the bottom, we also have information regarding the total assets and the total revenue of every regencies and cities. It can be sorted from the highest to the lowest, either according to the number of assets or the total revenue, or even by the city names. And lastly, all of this information can also be filtered by cluster and also the business types by selecting it at this side. For example, we want to find out cluster 0 and for CV. Then the information will be changed based on the filter that we have chosen, just like this. And that's all about the Tableau dashboard. So finally, we come to the conclusion and recommendation. The conclusion for this study is based on the clustering results that have been obtained, a mentoring strategy can be formulated to be provided to MSME fish processing units in West Java. It is expected that the clustering of MSME data processing at the West Java Fish Processing Unit will discipline the ministries and assistance agencies to make the right innovation in creating assistance schemes and provide targeted assistance. And the recommendation that we proposed is that the government is encouraged to make sure that the data obtained are valid. It is necessary because a high level of data validity can also increase a more valid clustering analysis. And these are the references that we use for this study. That's all our presentation. Thank you.